Just to summarize, right? It's like I basically don't think it's all that bad, and I think for a lot of people it may even be a good thing because you're gonna be much more mindful of how you use your ability. Okay, Demi, we got like until I queue to discuss d.va. Demi is a top 500 d.va main, and I am Cyanide.
Top 500 GM bouncing between.
You're good at Overwatch.
You're good at Overwatch. I've kind of gotten used to the Matrix nerf, and honestly, that's the only thing I've really noticed so far. Like, sure, maybe you take a little bit more damage, but it's not such a huge thing that I've noticed. But the Matrix change had forced me to play a lot more consciously around walls and behind shields. But in fights, it doesn't have as big of an impact because you should be doing damage when you're in big fights anyways a lot of the time. And if you're going to use Matrix, you're usually backing up or retreating anyways.
Because I played a lot of comp today. I got one of my accounts that was 3.8 to GM in no time just by mainly playing d.va. And from what I've seen, I have tested out a few things with like other DPS heroes versus d.va. So me and one of my friends went in, like when the patch first came out, I was like, hey, we need to go in a custom game and test this stuff out because I want to see like what is going to be big counters. From what I've seen, Tracer is pretty solid against her.
Yeah.
So if you don't manage your Matrix at all, a good Tracer can 2-clip you. This is like if it was ever to be a thing, Mercy can demech d.va with 85% of her bullets from an arm's length. That's if a Mercy was to, like, you know, battle Mercy, for example, a d.va. But the Matrix thing, I kind of agree with it, in my opinion, because I've always seen d.va as a very OP hero, especially the Matrix. And the only reason I like it is because it's made me manage my Matrix more.
Yes.
Use it in situations that are only very necessary. So if I think the Zarya is going to have grab, like, I'm going to go, okay, I'm not going to waste it too much. I'm only flash matrixing near the start of fights, Ryan Fire Strike or something.
In 1v1s now, you can't play around with your Matrix as much, so you're much worse off taking, you know, bad 1v1s, but there's still very many good 1v1s where you've either seen someone just use their abilities or they're low already, where you can still dive in and do all that burst damage, and that has not changed at all. My gameplay when I'm playing aggressively like that is exactly the same as before. It's only when you're already basically losing a fight that I've seen, like, sure, maybe you'd want to eat a little bit more damage and you can't get away with being in as deep. But all of the stuff that made d.va really good against DPS heroes, that being able to like dive and delete a soldier who's just started his ult or something like that, I do that all the time. All of that is still possible. And that's why I think it's actually still fine, because being able to do that and have Matrix available as often was kind of too much.
Goats is still viable, so...
Yeah, so what I wanted to say is, in the new meta, where DPS heroes are better, d.va is the best thing against DPS heroes, right? Because you have Matrix and you have the ability to dive and punish them for being out of position. So I think this is a necessary balance to go along with DPS heroes being better against armor.
Really,
yeah.
You're in. Sometimes Zarya might be better again.
Well, yeah. But so another thing I don't think anyone's thought about, against armor, you know, big tanks, you do more damage now with your pistol and get your mech back faster.
Yeah, I have seen that.
So it's been pretty good.
But I mean, like at the start, I was really upset because obviously, like, I've been playing this hero since season 2, and it's what's got me out of Diamond and Masters. But it's like, you know, and when I first tested everything out, I was like really upset. I was like, oh, this is like stupid. Like, this shouldn't be a thing. And it's like, you know, why is this happening? And then after a while, I was playing comp. I was like, actually, you know, this is just, you know, custom games. Let's try in comp.
Yeah. In comp, I haven't really noticed it nearly as much. You know, once you get used to the timing on a Matrix, there's like, I'm basically playing normally.
I remember the only reason why I started mainly playing d.va was genuinely because of her aesthetic and her kit.
Yeah, for me it was all about the mobility and and that she still did really good damage if you dealt with her, and her ult. Her ult really spoke.
It was kind of the same with me. Yeah, it was kind of the exact same. Like, it was the kit, it was the aesthetic.
Yo, Sayuni, thank you so much for that host.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I got 50 viewers. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. Sayuni, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
You know, I saw this clip on Twitter, right? Top 500 game, and this guy playing d.va, or player playing d.va,
Yep.
He's holding Matrix and he looks at the ground. In front
Oh.
of Zarya
Oh
and
yeah.
looks back up.
Yeah.
you know
While
what I'm
holding
talking
this.
about,
Yeah. Basically baiting them. Like.
Yeah, because I was like, actually, that's pretty like insane. Because like, that's like I've been trying to find new ways of like how to use Matrix against Zaryas and.
I think I would still, for the majority of people, recommend trying to recognize the positioning of a Zarya who's gonna ult, and then trying to wait for it. And then if you are, when you do go for it, maybe talk with your team and be like, yo, when I put Matrix on the Zarya, everyone's got to focus her, because a lot of time if she gets pressured, she'll also try to use the ult.
She'll just
exactly.
Panic
she has to, or at the very least, you can kill her before she has a chance to.
Yeah,
right.
And that's a 5v6.
So for the majority of the ranked ladder play, like. That's probably how you have to deal with it. Yeah, I think it was necessary. That's all. Like if they only nerfed D.Va and they didn't change armor, it would have felt a little weird. But I agree with how they've changed it. You know, they're trying to push for a more DPS centric meta.
It's like it really depends on like obviously the elo you're into.
Yeah. Just to summarize, right? It's like I basically don't think it's all that bad, and I think for a lot of people it may even be a good thing because you're gonna be much more mindful of how you use your ability. You can't just spam it.
One, it now requires you to play less sort of extent, like go for like big, you know, be the big D.Va player. Oh, I'm gonna get all the kills, you know, to being more of like a backline D.Va.
And honestly, I would have said from the very beginning that's how you were supposed to play.
Yeah,
always.
In my opinion, the way I see D.Va being played is being in the middle of the team, being behind your front line, and also being, you know, like your backline being behind you so you can like 180 in Matrix, etc. I wouldn't say it's very game changing. I would say it's a very minor.
I think it helps enforce the status quo and tries to bring D.Va in line with everyone else. And I think D.Va is still very good.
I'd say for people, this is how I see it, for people who know how to play the ins and outs of D.Va, who've been playing her, and know all like the little quirky things, you know, with the melee and, you know, flying stuff, whatever, you know, bomb spots, they will be fine, because obviously they're just the kind of people who know how to play her since, like, you know, they know everything about her. But it's like the people who are maybe just picking up D.Va, or don't really have a very big understanding of how D.Va works, then they're gonna struggle. But in my opinion, I think D.Va is in a decent spot.
Sucks play is so huge. Oh my gosh, it's actually insane. Wow. All right. Okay, we're gonna end it there. Thank you so much, Demi, for coming on. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts and opinions down below. And see you all on the next stream or video.